Hey guys, it's me, MissDarizard, and we're actually doing this live, so it feels really awkward doing it this way, but I'm gonna do it anyways. And this is the recap for week 4 of season 2 of the MissDarizard Draft League. Alright, so the first game we'll talk about is my game, and it did not go well. I honestly, so I brought, first of all, I originally had Choice Van Bishop on this team, and I think Choice Van Bishop would have been a much better choice, as we'll see in the end game. We did a lot of switching in this game, just trying to like kind of figure out what the other person has in mind. I will-o-wisp there because I didn't think there was any way he leaves a Slowking out in front of a Dragapult. Like unless you just want Slowking to die, there's no way you just leave it out like that. And then same here, I thought there was no way that he would leave Slowking in front of a Bishop, and he did, and it was just crazy. It was just crazy. Complete madness, complete and total madness. And I think this is where I knock off and I show that I'm not afraid to stay in, and then I swap out, and then he reads the swap and flamethrowers into Bishop, which is just wild to me because I attacked last turn. Did you not think I was going to attack again? Apparently not. Just complete madness. And then we just recover here and slowly let the burn take care of Slowking. This game really dragged on. I feel like a lot of my games moving forward are gonna be like this because of Toxapex, because Toxapex is just a chonky girl, and this is what she does. Alright, so this part was really frustrating. He starts boosting. I had the Rindo Berry because we could live a Grass Knot if it wasn't boosted. I was supposed to have Sturdy on this, and a Sturdy Mirror Coat saves a lot of Pokemon's lives here. I 100% was supposed to have Sturdy Mirror Coat on that thing, and it was own tempo, and I swear to God, I remember having Sturdy on there in my original testing. In my original scrims, because I thought I used it against my scrim partner, and it just wasn't there when I went to go do the match. So I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, or maybe Kaz is sabotaging me. I don't know. Either way, we just slowly I mean, he didn't have triage on there, which was, I know, a mistake on his part, he said as well. Also, he forgot to have Regenerator Slowking, which honestly isn't as big of a like mistake as not having Sturdy on Avalugg, because Oblivious is still a good ability. Regenerator is definitely better though. No, not Rhyperior. Avalugg. Avalugg was Sturdy. Yeah. I might have misspoke. If I said Rhyperior, I meant Avalugg. Avalugg is the one that was supposed to have Sturdy Mirror Coat, and that was what the plan was against that the boosted Thundurus. And then this drags on forever. This goes for like 70 turns, and don't worry, I'm not gonna make y'all sit through this whole thing. We turn it on hyperspeed, and then eventually I just get tired of sitting and waiting through this, so we just start skipping through the turns. It's really just this is it. What ends up happening is he gets some Spadef drops of Flash Cannon and slowly wears down my Avalugg, or my Toxapex. Words are hard. The next game is Godbear versus Corfungal. This one was a lot more entertaining. It doesn't drag on at the end, although it does drag on a little bit, but it's because of the spice. It's because of the good sheep spice, which we're gonna see here shortly. This, like, everything that comes before the double unkillable substitute is just doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's all about the double. Oh. Yeah, I think this is this the only death before Godbear goes into... No, okay. This is where This is where he goes in the double, and then we see, this is where it begins. This is where the madness begins. The substitute, and then the cotton guard. I don't think it starts quite as crazy because Hoopa lives on 1% like an absolute mad lad. The ghost sash was very real there. Was surprised that, actually I wasn't surprised. I was expecting Fake out there. I mean, Power Up Punch makes more sense because it just outspeeds, but Ferrothorn swaps in and kills with Iron Barbs anyways. And then Fen gets the boost, and this Ferrothorn just can't seem to break the sub. And Double is so good. Double is so good. I love Double so much. Also, hey Izzy. Yeah, I actually have my match against Godbear this week, so I had to make sure I don't let Double beat me like this. I'm sure we'll figure something out. It's really just a Double show from here. That's all it is. That's all this has become. I don't even think that focus miss mattered. I don't even think that focus miss mattered. It would have hurt, but it wouldn't have mattered. It like wouldn't have been enough to kill, I don't think. Although I could be wrong. I'd have to look at the calcs. And then this match is basically just Double. It was slowly wearing down this Crobat. And then I like the tech we see right at the end, actually. I won't spoil anything. Godbear says that based on the calcs, if it was choice specs Hoopa, the Focus Blast would have killed, so that miss may have mattered. But then we see the baton pass at the very end. And I just think it's hilarious that that baton pass was there the whole time. So yeah, that was that match. Another pretty solid match. Love to see the double carry. This match is Jazz versus Minor Manectric. This one was another, like, we had a lot of really good matches this week. Neolago immediately going down, but able to get the spikes up. And here's the thing, like, Minor's able to keep enough pressure on the Celesteela so that it can't defog if it is running defog. Also, I learned that Parting Shot does not work on Clear Body. I did not know that prior to this match. I feel like that's something super useful for the future. If you see a clear body opponent, never click Parting Shot. It does not work. Yeah, this one was really good. Again, I'm not gonna ruin anything for those who haven't seen it, because it really comes down to the last few plays. The nice coverage there, but really just doesn't do much. I mean, Celesteela is just so bulky, and that heavy slam does a ton of damage to Goodra, and that's an easy swap in. Corviknight hardly takes anything from that. Just the U-turn chip. I mean, it hardly qualifies this chip. Like, I don't know. Eventually though, Minor gets out to Blacephalon, who wants to Encore, and then goes right into Fire Blast. We finally see the Mega Charizard, who Ancient Powers, I guess, going for the boosts, or maybe trying to read a swap somewhere. Either way, Goodra bringing the Rock Slide coverage, taking it down, able to get a Thunder Punch off. Just a little bit of chip, even though Wall Fiasco gets the Beast Boost, but Blacephalon doesn't care about the Beast Boost. It's just gonna hit you with special fire move anyways. But then Jazz swaps out smartly. Minor makes the good neutral coverage prediction and click Shadow Ball instead. Gets good chip there. And this was one of the threatening things Jazz had last week in her match. Getting those defensive boosts off of Diamond Storm and then able to body press on things, but the Toxic kind of putting a timer on it and how long it can be effective. Blacephalon just too fast, comes in, revenge kills. That was a good read by Minor Manectric. But then the Blaziken of Doom comes in Jazz used Flare Blitz, and that's exactly what there was. Like, she tried to tell you, she tried to forewarn that this is what she was gonna do. She picks up 2 really quick kills. It's starting to look really bad. Like, maybe Miner's about to lose, but then the unthinkable happens. Miner lands the double protect, and we watch Toxic just finish off the Blaziken that was trying to win the entire match. It was just so crazy. And then we see Miner able to kind of finish the job here. I'm surprised that he doesn't roost there to try to preserve the Corviknight. I mean, obviously the Brave Bird gets good damage and Toxic finishes the job thanks to Protect, and then Electric Silvally like always gonna finish off Celesteela, so he ends up winning. But that double Protect was wild, absolutely wild. Okay, the next match is Pearly versus LA Caveman, and this is just part 2 of the Dracovish show. Like, that's it. That's the match. Pearly does some good positioning, and then kills Murder, which is very ironic. Has to swap out Dracovish because of the Intimidate, and this is where Pearly takes the time to go ahead and set up hazards. Lots of rocks, lots of spikes. They do an excellent job here making sure they're able to get as much chip. That way Dracovish can just come in and finish the job. Super clutch double protect. Hey Miner. Yeah, definitely clutch double protect in your match. But this match is just more Dracovish. So look, y'all. And after the game, LA Caveman said that he asked if it was Scarf Dracovish. It's almost always Scarf Dracovish, y'all. I don't know if you know this, but like the #1 used item on Dracovish is Choice Scarf because that's how Vicious Run does its damage. Like, that's just what it is. So keep that in mind if you have a match against Pearly. You're probably gonna see Choice Scarf Dracovish because that's how you run Dracovish. Either way, they do some really clever stuff, swapping into Wobbuffet and locking Como-O into Dragon Dance. Then gets Dracovish back in for free without the Intimidate to finish off Como-O. And then obviously, Gigalith's gonna die. This part was crazy though. Choice Scarf Kingler revealed. Choice Scarf Hammer Arm Kingler. Can you believe it? That's so crazy. Alright, in this match, British Gent and Pry, both with the same little avatar dude. Pry usually doesn't use that avatar. They must have not updated it or something. Actually, that's not the avatar Gent uses either. I don't know why I'm talking about the avatar. It's not important. It's not important. Gent able to get some sticky webs up early, which is important for a couple of reasons. First of all, speed control is really nice for Gent, but if you take a look at Pry's roster, we see a superior there. And putting sticky webs up against a team with any type of contrary Pokemon is extremely risky. He is able to take out Cobalion, but then Pry comes in, takes out the Orbeetle, so no more sticky webs if Gent has a Defogger. Or I'm sorry, no more sticky webs if Pry has a Defogger. The Lycanroc able to finish off Melmetal. Those Earthquakes a couple turns ago from Melmetal actually did way less damage than I would have expected, to be honest. Mr. Toad has been so good, also so good for British Gent this season. Swift Swim, Seismic Toad is no joke. But here's what I was talking about. So the Contrary Superior comes in, gets the speed boost, and starts Leaf Storming to boost their special attack. Able to get really good chip off on this Venusaur, even though it takes some toxic damage. Gent making the right read here, but then getting outsped and killed by Leaf Storm. Very unfortunate. I think maybe he thought that he outsped, but I think he said his calcs were wrong. I don't know why Pry doesn't click Leaf Storm there. Leaf Storm definitely kills. Definitely kills. So unable to pick up the kill on the Pelipper. Pelipper outspeeds thanks to sticky webs, but the the Mega Dan is able to live and then finish off the Pelipper, but then, you know, Swift Swim, Seismitoad is just gonna finish the job. So, good week for British Gent. And then finally, Okan versus Sergeant Mech. This match was a lot of fun. This match was actually kind of crazy. So Okan with the Pyukumuku lead, kind of surprised that we don't see taunt on Mew, but I mean, I know how his team building works. I knew the thought process that he was going with here, and I understand why taunt wasn't there, but taunt definitely would have shut down the Pyukumuku. This Muck was a much larger problem than he was expecting. The Muck just does so much work here. Kangaskhan is able to heal a little bit and get a little bit of chip on this. Oh, I'm sorry, no chip. He does the Intimidate swap here. And even after an Intimidate, that Gunk Shot does like 42% damage. That's insane, even after the Intimidate. And now Muck is boosting with Power Up Punch. This was a really good set. And this, like, the big reveal hasn't happened yet. So when you see an Alolan Muck, you always just assume it's it's Assault Vest. At least I do. When I see Alolan Muck, I assume Assault Vest. This chip from the Staraptor is extremely important, but then we see it's a Guavaberry Muck, which I was actually surprised about because it's usually Assault Vest. It's almost always Assault Vest. But Kangaskhan able to come in, finish off the Muck. Kind of surprised we don't see a swap and a Garchomp there for the double Rough Skin chip on the Kangaskhan. But then Okan's able to get in the Deer, set up a sub and Swords Dance, which is super threatening. This thing does have Jump Kick, which hits pretty much everything but the Mew on this team hard. Sergeant Mech realizing this and swapping hard into Mew to tank a shot, and then this is where Ice Beam is revealed. This goes down. I know he wanted to save that for Garchomp and kind of try to catch Okan off guard, but really needed the Ice Beam there to prevent losing straight up to the Sauce Buck. Kecleon actually walls this Greninja really well, has super effective Drain Punch stab thanks to Protean. And then Sergeant Mech makes the read to swap into Mew to synchronize Toxics and then tries to heal it off, but Choice Band Garchomp kills Audino. I was with him when that happened, and the only way that Earthquake kills Audino is Choice Band. So at that point, Choice Band is revealed on Garchomp. Otherwise, Audino lives and gets the Heal Bell off, so the Choice Band being the perfect item for Garchomp this week. But Sergeant Mech is able to pass a wish, and I think he was expecting Okan to expect Psychic Stab because that would have killed Coughing, but Okan stays in and eats a Volt Switch. I think Sergeant Mech was trying to read the swap into Greninja for the immunity and try to catch it with a Volt Switch, but it doesn't work out. He Volt Switches again. Okan demonstrating that he's not going to leave, or that he's just going to just leave Wheezing out. Like, he probably should have just clicked Psychic there instead of Volt Switch. But he's trying to keep momentum. There's nothing wrong with that. Kangaskhan able to get off some super important chip damage off on the Garchomp there. And then Cinderace is able to come in and kill. I believe that was actually a high roll on damage. It's the only way that U-turn kills is high roll. And then we see basically Sergeant Mech down to his last two. The Mirror Coat really good, gets great chip off on this, and then just not quite able to kill with that high jump kick. 3%, so close, so close. Mech probably could have made the read there. I feel like the Wheezing swap was very obvious. Could have made the read there and swapped into Mew to put Okan on his back foot, but that's not what happens. Wheezing able to finish off the Cinderace, and then Mew getting a big crit here to kill the Wheezing, and then getting a low roll immediately after on the Volt Switch, and Okan able to finish it off and hang on by the skin of his teeth. So yeah, a really good week of games. Considering how like lopsided all the games were last week, it was really nice to see how close and competitive all the matches were this week. It was like just insane. The matches were so good this week. Such a vast improvement from last week. So let's go ahead and take a look at standings. And this is not right. I updated this earlier. Why is it not updated here? Let me go ahead and fix this really quick. This is really unfortunate. There we go. This is the current standings. I went through and updated this earlier. I don't know why it changed. It's Streamlabs being shitty. What else is new? But anyways, this is the actual playoff seeding currently. Just the top 6. So if playoffs were to start today, these are the teams that you'd be looking at. Friendship Society still undefeated with a 17 kill differential. Absolutely insane. Y'all need to prepare for Scarf Dracovish. For the love of God, expect Scarf Dracovish. That's what they run. That's what they're always going to run on Dracovish. Okay, just plan for it, please. Dutch Devils looking really strong so far this season. 3-1 with an 11 kill differential. Really, really good differential considering there's a loss there. Yes, William. Normal's not to be underestimated. In third place, we have the Chicago Phalanx at 3-1 with 8-point differential. Fourth place is the Norfolk Kinglers at 3-1, 2 kill differential. Sanibel Salazels at 2-2 with a -1 differential. And then Fairbanks Phalanx are tied actually for the 5th slot with Sanibel Salazels at 2-2 with a -1 differential. The match of the week this week will be the Fairbanks Phalanx versus Dutch Devils. Those two are matching off. Those are two, pretty solid teams. The Fairbanks Phalanx is currently the division leader in his division, so in order to kind of shore up that lead, he needs to win and get into the positive differential. It feels really good to see a positive number there instead of a negative number. And Okan is trying to keep pace with Pearly. Okan really needs to win this week to keep pace with Pearly. If Pearly wins and he loses, he's going to drop 2 games behind, and it's going to be even harder to catch up. If he wins and Pearly loses, he actually has a chance to steal first place away from Pearly, depending on Pearly's differential. So that's something to keep an eye on this week. And the last thing that we'll talk about is the Pokemon of the week. And once again, I updated this and it didn't work because it's Streamlabs. It's Streamlabs just being bad at everything. We had this. This is what was supposed to be here. This is what was supposed to be here. But Streamlabs is bad. Yes, Double deserves love. I definitely agree, but Dracovish had 6 kills. Dracovish killed everything. I mean, it's the Pokemon of the week. Double had a really good week, no question. But Pokemon of the week has to be Dracovish. 6 kills. 6 kills. That's every kill. Every kill was the Dracovish. 11 of the last 12 kills by the Pokemon Friendship Society have been done by Dracovish. Y'all, please prepare for Scarf Dracovish. Please. I'm really begging you guys. Be prepared for Scarf Dracovish. It's just what is going to... This is what's coming every week. Pearly can't let Double have a week. I'm sorry. Pearly doesn't like it. Pearly doesn't like that Dracovish keeps being the Pokemon of the week because they're like, I just click Fish's Friend. And that's it. And they're right. That is what they do. But at least this week, they had to do some positioning. They couldn't just swap in Dracovish and just click Fish's Friend. They had to do some positioning. They had to get some chips. So it was a lot more strategic. They had to work a lot harder for their 6 kills. But they did get it. And Godbear, I'm sorry, I can't let Double get it this week because I gotta win this week. I gotta beat you. I gotta beat you and get off this 3-game losing streak. And prove to myself that I can still win in a draft league format because it's been really rough this season. It's been really rough this season. But yeah, thanks for hanging out for the video this far. I'm still gonna be live on my stream, but this is the end of this little YouTube recording. So thanks for hanging out, y'all.